All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever been using an app or a website and just thought, why is this so frustrating? I mean, it happens all the time, right? Well, today we're going to dig into why that happens and even better, how we can fix it. And the secret, it turns out, is all about learning to see the world through someone else's eyes.
So here's the thing. The reason so many of these experiences feel broken isn't because the people who made them aren't smart or that the tech isn't good enough. Nope, it's something much more human. It's a failure of imagination. See, what happens way too often is that teams design for themselves from their point of view, and that creates this huge blind spot about what you, the user, are actually going through.
And this quote, this just nails it. Most design failures are not failures of intelligence. They are failures of imagination. It's not about brain power, it's about empathy. And that just completely reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? We're not talking about a coding problem here. We're talking about a human problem.
Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, right? If the problem is really just a lack of imagination, a failure of empathy, how do you fix that? How do you actually systematically learn to see through someone else's eyes? Well, believe it or not, there's a tool for exactly that.
And here it is, the antidote. It's called a journey map. This is the tool that's designed to cure that exact blind spot we were just talking about. It's basically a structured way to capture and, more importantly, visualize an experience from the outside in.
So what is a journey map exactly? Well, think of it like a visual story. It literally charts a person's path as they try to get something done, step by agonizing step. But it is so much more than a flowchart. The absolute best analogy is this. It's a storyboard for someone else's life. It takes their experience, all the ups and downs, and makes it real, something you can see and feel and share with your whole team.
So here's what the basic skeleton of one looks like. See how it's laid out like a timeline, moving from left to right? And it's split into these different layers, or swim lanes, as they're sometimes called. And these layers capture everything from what a person is doing to what they're feeling. It's this structure, this specific architecture, that turns a boring old diagram into a powerhouse for building empathy.
Let's quickly break down these 5 layers, because this is where the magic happens. First, you've got the stages. Think of these as the major chapters in the story. Then come the actions. Pretty straightforward. This is what the person is literally doing. Clicking, typing, calling. Then we go deeper, inside their head, with thoughts. This is their internal monologue, all the questions and frustrations. And then, and this is so crucial, we have emotions, usually shown as a curve, mapping the highs and the lows. Finally, we pull it all together with pain points and opportunities. Basically, where did things go wrong? And hey, where can we make it better?
Okay, so theory is one thing, but to really get this, you have to see it in action. So let's leave the abstract stuff behind and dive into a real-world story.
I want you to meet Priya. She's a 34-year-old mom, and she's trying to navigate her daughter's financial aid application for the very first time. Now, this is a super high-stakes situation. We're talking about a massive life event, and she's navigating a complex, bureaucratic system to try and make it happen.
So, here's the roadmap for Priya's journey. It breaks down into these 5 main stages. It kicks off with awareness when she first gets a confusing email. Then she has to go into information gathering, trying to figure out what to do. Then comes the application itself, filling out all the forms. After that, the dreaded waiting period. And finally, resolution when she gets the award letter. Let's follow her through it. So right out of the gate, in the awareness stage, she gets this email on her phone packed with jargon. Her immediate thought is, what on earth is FOFSA? Is this something I need to deal with right now? So boom, anxiety kicks in. Then when she gets to the application stage, things get even worse. She fails an identity verification step and then finds out there's a second, completely separate portal she needs to use. Can you imagine? She's feeling totally overwhelmed and scared she's already messed things up. And this number, 18 out of 100. That's a score representing how she's feeling at this low point. I mean, think about that. This isn't just a little bit of friction or a minor annoyance. This is a deep, profound feeling of being lost, of feeling incompetent, and it was created entirely by a poorly designed system.
Next comes the waiting stage, and it's just silence. She's checking her email obsessively. She tries calling, gets put on hold. The feeling here is just pure dread. Did it even go through? Did I do something wrong? And then, finally, the resolution. She gets the award letter. And it's a dense, confusing PDF. So any tiny bit of relief she might have felt is instantly replaced with more confusion. She's left wondering, okay, but what does unmet need actually mean for us?
Okay, let's zoom out now and look at the whole picture. Because when you see the complete map, one thing just jumps out at you.
It's that emotional curve. It literally turns all those feelings, anxiety, fear, dread, into visible, undeniable data.
And here it is. This is Priya's entire journey, all laid out. Just look at that orange line. That's the emotion curve. It never, not even once, gets into positive territory. It starts with anxiety, it plummets into fear, and it absolutely bottoms out in dread. You know, this single picture tells a more powerful story about what's wrong than any spreadsheet or survey ever could. It's basically a photograph of a broken experience.
So how do you actually use this thing? Well, first off, that emotional curve is your diagnostic tool. Every single dip you see, that's not just a data point, it's an opportunity practically screaming for a better design. It also shows you the massive gap between what the system intends to do, be helpful, right, and what Priya actually experiences. It also helps you find these leverage points. Like that waiting stage, a tiny fix like an automated status update could have a huge emotional payoff. And finally, you start to see patterns. The jargon wasn't just in the first email, it was everywhere. That tells you it's not a small mistake, it's a systemic problem.
And that is the real power of this. A journey map doesn't just sit there and tell you everything that's wrong. It actively points you toward the solutions. It literally helps you turn pain points into progress.
And it does that by helping you reframe the problem. So instead of just saying, the waiting period is bad, you start asking these amazing creative questions, like, how might we turn the waiting period from a source of dread into a moment of confidence building? See the difference? That kind of question is what sparks real, actual innovation.
And from those questions, you get concrete, actionable ideas. That jargon-heavy email, let's turn it into a plain language message with one clear button. The no status update problem, let's build a real-time portal with automatic text message alerts. That dense, confusing PDF at the end, how about an interactive web page with little tooltips that explain everything? The solutions are just sitting there, hiding in plain sight inside the pain points. So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? Journey mapping isn't just about drawing a diagram. It's a tool for empathy. It's a rigorous process that forces us to stop designing for ourselves based on our own assumptions and to start designing for the messy, emotional, and very real lives of other human beings. So I'll leave you with this final question. Think about your own life, trying to deal with your bank or a doctor's office or some government website. What's a frustrating, broken journey you've been on that is just waiting for someone to finally map it out